Years of training, and I was completely unprepared. It's 99.7 DJX, Ben Davis, Kelly K Show. Last night, we go see a show downtown, right? And afterwards, we are leaving the theater, and there's people in the lobby. They're milling around and everything. And some of the performers were out in the lobby area, right? And so they were kind of meeting the crowd as they were leaving the show. I go up to a couple of them and was just like, hey, great show. You know, you did great. Fantastic. You know, stuff like that. You know, pleasantries as I'm getting ready to leave with my family. And so I'm getting ready to walk out, and a guy walks up. He's like, hey, did you like the show? I was like, yeah. He sticks a mic in my face.
Oh.
And he goes, what'd you like about the show?
You're being interviewed. You just got thrust into an interview.
And Kelly,
Is there a camera?
I have had a microphone in front of my face for a quarter of a century. This is not something new to me.
Right.
Being able to form sentences, being able to have rational thought, being able to give my opinion.
Think off the top of your head?
Yeah, ad lib. All of that. Not something that's foreign to me. In fact, I've made a career of this.
You're doing it right now.
He thrust the microphone in my face, said, what do you think of the show? And my mind went blank.
You couldn't even form words like, what show?
I go, it was great. And then silence. And he did a good thing with as an interviewer, you leave the microphone in front of the person you're interviewing's face in order for them to continue talking. So he did do a good job with that. I recognize that. But I was on the other end of that. And so he's like, he wants more. He wants more than just a one sentence. It was great.
It's like talking to my kids. How was your day? Fine.
Fine, right, exactly.
We don't need fine or it was great as an answer. What specifically did you like about it?
Yes.
What was your favorite part?
Right, exactly. So he did follow up with, so what was your favorite part? And I swear, I literally was just watching this performance for an hour and a half.
And what happened?
My brain was like,
I have no recollection of what I just saw.
No, exactly. I was like, wait, hang on. There was some dancing. There was some singing. There were people on a stage.
And they were great at being on the stage.
They definitely were great. I've already said that.
Can you give me a hint of the plot points again?
Can you tell me what happened, and then I'll just pair it back to you what actually happened?
Do a brief recap, and I'll tell you the parts I like.
Right, exactly. So it must have been a good, I don't know, 5 seconds had passed before then. After his follow-up question, then
before you found words?
I found words, and I was like, okay, well, I liked this part, this was great, and this was great. And then he turned the mic away from me and to my daughters, which they gave a much more eloquent answer. And I'm just sitting there going, how was I unprepared for this?
How were your daughters better at that than you?
I don't know. You've listened to this show, Kelly. You have a pretty good understanding of my communication skills.
You're right.
They're not the greatest. All right. So, yes, to say that my daughters were more eloquently spoken than me is an understatement.
But wait, was your wife standing right there too?
No, she wasn't.
Oh, she wasn't.
She
I was
wasn't.
going to say she could step in,
and she's very good at that too. And she was off. She was talking to someone else. We went as a family, but I was wrangled because I was being generous with my compliments to the performers as I was leaving. This guy was like, this guy's a fan. This guy's a fan. He loved the show.
Yep,
I'm going to talk to him. And I was 100% unprepared for what'd you like about the show? The same show that you literally just left. Just tell us what you liked about it.
You got stage fright.
I did.
From the microphone.
I didn't know. And it was, Kelly, it's not the size of the microphone.
Oh, my God. Seriously?
Because this microphone was just teeny, teeny, tiny. He had it between his index finger and his thumb.
Right.
And he was sticking it in my face.
The question felt big.
It did. It wasn't the size of the microphone, Kelly. It was how he used it.
Got it. So what we learned from this experience is if you go to the theater, maybe as you're exiting, be discussing, specific, take some mental notes of of your favorite parts so that if you happen to be encountered, when you're walking out and someone's like, hey, what'd you think? If you see someone with a tiny little microphone that's going to stick it in your face and say, hey, tell me about the show, you'll be prepared. Is that the moral of the story?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned it now.
Okay.
Would have been nice yesterday.
Gotcha.
To have that little knowledge coming into it. So anyways, if you've got a how were you completely unprepared story.
Favorite Brad said, that sounds like an overly aggressive mic thrust. Probably put you in fight or flight mode. That's what it was. And then everything just left your brain as to what just happened.
The dirt.